Yes, I'm here for another edition of my book review. If you are just joining this channel, I will welcome you to this very edition. I am Deaconess Joy Anwatu. Today I want to review another book written by Reverend Chris Christian, The Shepherd of Mankind. I can't stop reviewing books written by Reverend Chris Christian because his books are filled with revelations. Today the book I want to review is titled The Omnipotence of Sacrifice. The Omnipotence of Sacrifice. About the author, Reverend Chris Christian is the General Overseer of Local Psalm International Church. He's an apostolic prophet captured with the vision of raising an altar for the capital Messiah in the heart of Africa. He's a preacher of God's word and he's a prolific writer. His book centers on eschatology, ordinances, revelations, intelligence, and leadership. He has written over 200 best-selling books and he's still writing. He's the only African man who has written over 200 books and he's still very much active in writing. Reverend Chris Christian is a sacred eunuch with an oath of poverty. He lives in Lagos, Nigeria. The book Omnipotence of Sacrifice was published in the year 2013 by Shekinah Media House. The book has 10 chapters, and in this book review, I will be summarizing each chapter. So, listen on, and you'll be blessed. Chapter 1 is titled The Omnipotence of Sacrifice. Chapter 1 says, Sacrifice multiplies and preserves things. Sacrifice is so omnipotent that its voice can be drowned by hell. It is sacrifice that establishes the divinity of men on earth. It is what God gets from men that he will depend on to enthrone their lives. Men of sacrifice can lose relevance on earth. Dominion on earth is established through the law of sacrifice. Since sacrifice opens the gates of multiplication, we must be happy each time God makes demand on what we have. God deals with men through vision, and it is vision that determines the kind of sacrificial demand God makes on men. Whatever men sacrifice is meant to advance their lives. Sacrifice doesn't improve God, rather it advances the lives of men. The path of every successful life is made in sacrifice. Those who refuse to give must not desire to rule, and those who desire honor without paying for it will be counted with thieves. Chapter 2, The Pain of Sacrifice. Sacrifice is so painful. That is why a lot of people don't embark on it. Whatever that will touch the heart of God must first of all touch the hearts of men. In the days of sacrifice, God demands what he wants from men. God knows the particular sacrifice that will open a particular door. That is why we must depend on him to discover the item for sacrifice. Using what is not recommended by God as sacrifice is as ineffective as not sacrificing at all. Sacrifice is an ordinance controlled by regulation. Avoiding the pain of sacrifice is a sign that men have not met God. When people preserve their seeds because of ignorance and stinginess, they lose the harvest of the seed. The pain of sacrifice draws God to men. God will always commit the earth into the hands of sacrificial men. Those who can't make sacrifice must live on the sacrifice of others. It is through the pain of sacrifice that our weak and feeble humanity can put on the divinity of God. Chapter 3 is titled The Harvest of Sacrifice. The Harvest of Sacrifice. God doesn't take responsibility for anything that happens on earth, but he is faithful in making sowers to reap what they sow. Every promise God made to us is expected to be negotiated and eventually harvested by us through sacrifice. Any spiritual blessing that is not converted to the physical world through sacrifice cannot be part of man. God doesn't help men beyond what they can see and take. Destinies are sampled in the market of eternity for qualified men to buy. Every harvest of divinity from humanity will involve self-giving. The divinity in every man will perish in him if it is not harvested through sacrifice. God doesn't hide himself from men when they come at his altar with sacrifice. At the altar, God and man are made one through sacrifice. Those who achieved close relationship with God succeeded through sacrifice. A lot of blessings that are hidden on earth are revealed as men make sacrifices. Chapter 4 is titled, Heaven Hears the Earth. Heaven is introduced to men from the earth, so heaven hears the earth. Whatever that happens on earth will always influence the heavens. The strength of the earth to influence the heavens emanates from sacrifice. It is through the activities of the altar that the earth unites perfectly with the heavens. God lives in men to subdue and pattern their world. Whatever men do on earth will always affect their heavens. Men invoke heaven out of their earth through the altar of sacrifice. God tends the earth through the activities of men. Man is sovereign on earth because man has the authority of God to affect its environment. In the heavenly places, believers are made one with Christ. They are expected to exercise authority over sicknesses, diseases, poverty, elements, and death. Those who desire to control their environment will submit completely to the control of God. Authority and power can be exercised without submission. Chapter 5 is titled, The King Who Died for His Friends. The King Who Died for His Friends. One of the capital reasons why Jesus died was because it was only his death that can atone for the sin of mankind. Our redemption was made authentic and absolute because the right person died for us. It is only blessed things that can be used as sacrifice. We must invest our lives, energies, talents, intelligence, and sacrifice to life endeavors that can give us a deserved eternal future. The intelligent king who died knows that it was only his death that can make him to harvest the church. Before Jesus' death, we are dead in sin and trespasses. But when he died, he exalted us together with himself, where we are made above principalities and powers and all manner of spiritual wickedness in heavenly places. It was the sacrifice of Jesus that restored our kingly value. There is no shortcut to anywhere important, and there is nothing like effortless praise. All the blessings of the New Covenant Church came through the sacrifice of Jesus. Chapter 6 is titled, He Chose the Cross. Jesus chose the cross because of the gain of sacrifice, and because that is the only way man can be reconciled back to God. The ministry of reconciliation was established through the broken flesh of Jesus. Hatred, enmity, separation, weakness, and all manner of alienation ended in the broken flesh of Jesus. What is meant to be achieved by the flesh must not be left for spirits. Spirit can't access the earth except through the flesh. So God needed to be a man to save men. Though the throne that God revealed through Jesus Christ couldn't manifest on earth until Jesus chose the cross. When Jesus died and rose, we that were beggars became emperors, and Jesus was able to make us kings and priests that we might reign for God on earth. Those who desire to choose the cross must know that forgiveness was established at the cross. When we keep record of wrongs, Satan depends on that to delay and accuse us. Chapter 7 is titled, Kings Delight in Sacrifice. Kings delight in sacrifice because the earth is controlled from the place of sacrifice. Jesus Christ is King of Kings and Lord of Lords because he laid down his life for the world. If Jesus needed to die to rule, power and authority cannot be separated from sacrifice. Peculiar thrones are built by peculiar kings. Realm of kings are introduced on earth through sacrifice. Trying to exercise authority over people without being useful to them is manipulation, and it will eventually be rebelled against. Every kind of throne and glory has a price tag. God keeps record of our prayers in the fire of sacrifice. Prayer is an aspect of sacrifice. That was why Jesus had to pass through Gethsemane to Calvary. The Spirit of God reigns in the creative mind of sacrificial men to harness the affairs of the earth. A lot of people spend their lives on earth without making anything out of it. Chapter 8 is titled The Altar Before the Throne. The Altar Before the Throne. An altar is a consecrated place of exchange where spirits receive sacrifice from men to unveil themselves to them. A place of rule and authority cannot be established on earth until spirits and men meet in agreement concerning the birth of such place. Those who chose to matter on earth must know that the strength to maintain our relevance before God must emanate from the altar of sacrifice. Sacrifice is an efficacious and supernatural means through which our relationship with God is strengthened. Any destiny men obtained through sacrifice cannot be separated from them. Tangible destinies cannot be declared without tangible sacrifice. God doesn't declare men's destiny. He reveals them for men to declare from their altar of sacrifice. Any life and destiny that is not protected will be destroyed by the devil. God demands sacrifice from those he loves and cherishes. Chapter 9 is titled The Power and Effects of Blood on Man and Elements. Blood is very efficacious and powerful. It has surpassing effects on man and elements. The blood of Jesus has power to abolish death and impart life upon death-doomed men. Men build altars of sacrifice to harvest the promises of God in their lives. It is the kind of promise we want to harvest that must control the kind of altar we must build. Anybody who understands the mystery of sacrifice will always enjoy the support of elements. While Jesus was on earth, elements obeyed him because he had power to command them. Sacrifice is omnipotent in provoking elemental manifestations and support. When an altar is built in a land, elements favors us when right sacrifices are made. Those who couldn't secure the help of elements through sacrifice will always be offended by elements. Whatever men give to God will unite them with him and their destinies. Destinies are protected from the altars where it was made. Finally, chapter 10 is titled Harvesting Your Future Through the Strength of Sacrifice. Every great future has a price tag that must reveal it on earth. The first step to follow in harvesting any future is in seeing that particular future. Any future men see and refuse to take will never be part of them. It is only what is sacrificed that will enjoy multiplication effect and dominion. It is wonderful to receive promises from God and to have what it will take to reveal such promises. There are so many things only prayer can achieve on earth. Trying to live what we are expected to do as men to God in prayer will always frustrate men. The face of God on men speaks of revelation, but the face of a man on God speaks of ideology. There is no free gift on earth. If Jesus Christ died to establish his kingdom, men must pay for whatever that will reveal glory in their lives. Sacrificial men are men of deep knowledge and revelation. Any destiny that is not harvested through raised altar of sacrifice will always remain in the realm of the spirit. Sacrifice is so omnipotent in putting the face of God on men. Wow, this book is filled with revelations. Honestly, you need to read this book. You need to read this book because God is about to do a new thing in your life. But the new thing God must do needs to be provoked by your sacrifice. If you desire to declare your next level, this book will serve as a help manual that will help you to achieve it. So, make this book a must read. Make this book a must read. You can get a copy of this book at Shekinah Media Bookshop at Locust Army International Headquarters Church, located at Locust Army Bus Stop, Ado Road, Ajah, Lagos, Nigeria. You can call these phone numbers 080-381-38751 or 080-3377-8843 to book your copy. You can get the soft copy at www.shekinahmediahouse.com. You can listen to Reverend Chris Christian live every Tuesday, Friday, and Sundays by 12 noon, either through his Facebook page or YouTube channel. You can listen to him on the following radio stations: Inspiration FM channel 92.3 every Sunday by 6:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. Radio Sapienza channel 95.3 every Friday by 8:15 p.m. and every Sunday by 2 p.m. Urban FM channel 94.5 every Saturday by 9 a.m. Ray Power FM channel 106.5 every Saturday by 9 a.m. Wave FM channel 91.7 every Saturday by 9:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. You can also watch Reverend Chris Christian on DSTV Wazobia Mass channel 259 every Saturday by 12 to 12:30 p.m. Thank you so much for being part of this edition. Remember to subscribe to my channel, like the video, and also share the video. You can also drop your comments on the comment box, your words of encouragement, what you learned from the edition. I will appreciate it. See you again in my next edition. God bless you. Bye.